Oh, I like it. You know, it's I can't remember who said it. It was like, if you could beat yourself from yesterday or the last training session, you're winning. And I used to always think, like, could I beat myself? And it's like, yeah, I would have just tipped his legs over. That's, but
I think that's a great way of looking at it because that's at the end of
mm.
the day what we're doing really is we are trying to beat ourselves. Yeah.
And do you think that's what you used to do during your warm ups? Like, were you kind of visualizing how you wanted to compete, using your breath to kind of control yourself to get the noise of the event out your head before you went out and competed?
Definitely. Breathing was a big part of that. Uh, Reminding myself of how I wanted to see the execution of my moves, how I wanted to move. Seeing if I wanted to be fluid and open, then I had to see myself being fluid and open in that moment. If I wanted to respond in a certain way, I needed to visualize myself in some difficult spots and, trust myself that I was able to do it. And the other thing is, just visualization is not enough. I hate to tell you guys, but it's not enough. You have to actually do it. I didn't just, see myself being calm or seeing myself executing certain moves and then all of a sudden I was just doing everything perfectly. It did not work that way, unfortunately. You have to you have to compete and you have to experience what it's like to be on a big fight night. You have to experience what it's like to have a camera in your face right before you're supposed to go out there. You have to experience what it's like to have, all those interviews before your fight and people asking you annoying questions and people dealing with, everyone trying to touch you and get a hold of you and everyone trying to talk to you and distract
Mhm.
you from what you're supposed to do. You have to learn how to set boundaries for yourself and get yourself in that mental space. You have to understand how to get your body and your mind prepared for the biggest competition of your life. So whatever it takes to get you present and aware in the moment, that's what you should be doing. And that's not just a direct process that takes experience. And if you're doing it right, you're tackling little steps at a time, and it's ramping itself up. But sometimes it's not. Sometimes you tweak it a little bit too much, and you raise it too much, and you're like, that was too much, or that was too low, or that was, you know,
Mm.
finding how to adjust that volume is can be a difficult thing, and that again, that comes with time. It comes with experience. So I would recommend anyone just if you want to be a professional competitor, then hey, guess what? It's going to take a lot of competitions, and that's extremely important.
But what happens when you do make a mistake? You get knocked out, you have a shitty training session, like when I first started, I wanted to go home and cry sometimes because how bad I felt compared to everybody else. And I wasn't looking at it as a UVU kind of situation. I was looking
Mm,
at it as I'm not as good as them, where it was stupid. But
yes.
do you think that's the a thing that we need to learn? It's to stop caring about that, to like, how do we recalibrate after a mistake? How do we, oh, that's a learning experience, that's not a blight on my masculinity, that's something I can learn from. Especially when you get older, you start going, "Fuck, don't be silly," but it eats at you.